welcome to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton, and welcome to another Everton 24/7 report where a few transfer rumours are still coming out each week despite the lockdown, looking set to continue for quite a while longer. Our top story tonight is a throwback to a heavily linked name of yesteryear, because our Italian friends Calcio Mercato have suggested Everton have shown interest in the Torino striker Andrea Belotti, along with Ancelotti's former club Napoli and Man United. He scored 15 times this season for Torino, but his and Torino's form have fallen off a cliff since the turn of the year. He hadn't scored for 2 months, and Torino had lost 6 in a row before the lockdown in Italy was announced at the beginning of March. This has only added to the calls that Belotti should move on from Torino, and Ancelotti is believed to be a fan, as Calcio Mercato seemed to suggest, with literally any Italian player. Of course, we were heavily linked with Belotti a few years ago as a possible Lukaku replacement, and it still hasn't come to pass 3 years down the line. Could that be set to change in the next window? I don't think that's likely, given our attack is probably the position we least need to bolster. And I don't doubt that Torino will still want top dollar for their prize asset, so it's not one I can see being a go at any time soon. Now on to a very unfortunately named player in these present times who, of course, Everton have been linked with. That man is Jesus Corona, currently of Porto, and Everton have reportedly made contact with Corona, which is brilliant for a potential clickbait, isn't it? But that is effectively what Abola have reported. Not Ebola, Abola. And hey-ho, they threw West Ham's name in there too, which is the classic transfer rumour. But he does have good stats in Portugal. He's got 2 goals and, crucially, 17 assists in a La Liga NOS season, which has, of course, not been completed yet, or may not be completed at all. We don't know just yet, given the uncertainty of things. The stumbling block in this case is definitely the price tag. Porto are asking for €50 million, which is extortionate for a player who is only just starting to deliver consistently at the age of 27. At that price, I think we could all agree they would be in the right mind to keep distancing themselves from Corona. Moving on, and Corriere della Sera claim Everton are planning a summer bid for ex-Liverpool player Luis Alberto, who is now, of course, at Lazio. Of course, were this to happen, he'd be the first player to play for both Merseyside clubs since Abel Xavier in 2002. He would add a lot to this team, I think. He has a level of creativity which is miles better than anything we currently have. And if Corriere is to be believed, Alberto is a centre mid, and their statistics say that Alberto is second only to Kevin De Bruyne in the centre midfield position in terms of chance creation in Europe's top 5 leagues. So it's clear that he is a very good creative player, and he'd add a bit more of a, perhaps, productivity to our midfields that we don't have at present. I know we have some tidy players, but we don't seem to create enough chances, in my opinion, and maybe he'd be the man to change that. So it's clear there'd be an improvement in end product were this to be a goer, but it remains to be seen whether we could prize him from a Lazio side who don't sell cheap, and also that prior to lockdown, that Lazio side were very much threatening to take the Scudetto out of Juventus' 8-year-long grasp. I think they were 2 points off the top at the time of the lockdown being announced, so not really a side to be sniffed at the moment, and it'd be a hard team to get a top player out of. Moving on now from a former Barcelona academy player to a current one. The Spanish publication Sport says that Everton are showing an interest in 16-year-old Barca defender Gerard Gonzalez, and their interest is only strengthened by the fact that he is yet to sign professional terms with Barca, and hence he could leave the Catalans for free in the summer. The article believes that Everton's working relationship with Barca is still strong after acquiring Yerry Mina, Andre Gomez and Luca Dean in the recent past, and Gerard could be set to become the 4th player in 3 years to make the very same switch from Barcelona to Everton. I suppose if this is true and we can get him for free, why not? It's certainly worth a try. No doubt he'd join up with the youth levels first, but hopefully in doing so we can maybe start turning around what I think is a shocking system we've got of handling talented youth in recent years, and we need to create a clearer path from the youth levels to the first team, and that could really help us to kick on in the long term and also help us to save a bit of money in terms of building squads. Finally today, on that note, 3 potential outgoings for Everton youngsters on loan. Celtic have shown an interest in taking Anthony Gordon, Morgan Feeney and Lewis Gibson all on loan from Everton for next season. We've noticed this has become a lot more common in the SPL lately, and we've seen it between the club's respective rivals, with Steven Gerrard's Rangers taking many a Liverpool youngster on loan, and it does seem to be helping those lads to kick on and thrive. So could Neil Lennon replicate that favour for us Blues? I think it would certainly be a good move as far as I'm concerned, but certainly let us know what you think of that. And the same goes for everything we've covered in this show. Drop us a comment and let us know any of your opinions on these stories as we come to the end of the rumours for today. Give this vid a like and give our channel a subscribe, of course, to get more of our great content, and check out more of our great shows that we are running to keep you immersed in all things Everton, even when we're in this lockdown period. Finally, though, before I finish, today is, of course, the anniversary of the Hillsborough disaster. It was a tragedy that always brings us Scousers together, brothers in arms, if you like, whatever your colours. And you'll find that everyone knows someone who was affected. So, regardless of who you support, we can all agree that nobody should go to the match and not come home. And the 96 who didn't come home in 1989 will be remembered eternally by both sides of the city. As Roberto Martinez put it brilliantly once, Everton remembers, we always will. So keep staying safe out there, guys, wherever you are. And until next time, thank you guys for watching on the Toffee Blues.